Oh my god. Okay, wait. We're gonna have to back up for this. Hey guys. So I'm currently surrounded by books, many that you can't even see. Many of them are off screen right now. We're going to be doing a video where I show you and also tally up my entire physical TBR, which is a scary, scary, scary visualization right now. I theoretically don't have to buy any books for the next like 2 years. Will this stop me from buying books? No. No, it won't. However, at least I will be more self-aware. Most of the books on my shelves I have not read. I'm just purely in shock right now. So the way I'm going to do this is by genre. I'm going to start with my lowest genre, the genre I own the least of, and I'm going to work my way up to the most, which, if you guessed fantasy, you know me so well. I'm going to pull up my notes app because I am going to be writing down how many of each genre I have. This is so terrifying. Anyway, by the way, I'm Jamie. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to the chaos. It's not normally like this. I don't normally just have books everywhere. But today, we're just doing a little bit of a reality check. So if you are interested in seeing any videos with any of these books, stick around because they are certainly to come. So I'm going to be starting with nonfiction because I do not own that many. So first I have the Waxing On memoir from Ralph Macchio. I went to Ralph Macchio's book signing last year. Was it last year or the year before? I think it was last year. And so this is signed and he is just like the nicest guy. I love how it just says Jamie. Where is it? There it is. He's the nicest guy. Love him so much. Love Cobra Kai. So yeah, I do want to read this eventually. Nonfiction is just not my jam really. But I do want to read that eventually. And then I also have Hannah Brown's God Bless This Mess. This is her memoir. Listen, I used to love Hannah Brown and I wish that I read this in the peak of my Hannah Brown loving phase because now she just kind of like irks me. And especially after reading Mistakes We Never Made, which is her first ever novel that she came out with. Just like, I don't feel like reading her writing or being in her head, but I do have that and I would like to read it eventually. So nonfiction, we have two, count them, 2 marshmallows. Where is my water? I need water. I need to hydrate. Yeah. Breathe. Okay. So the next smallest genre that I have is sci-fi. So I have 2 sci-fi books. I have Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, which I would love to get to eventually, and then Red Rising by Pierce Brown, which is actually on my July TBR. So I'm hoping to read that this month. Sci-fi. 2. Nice. Then let's just get classics out of the way because I feel like I don't have that many. Starting off, I have this very beat up version of Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, which I tried to read like years ago and just never got into. I have this beautiful edition of Jane Eyre. Is that how you say that? Jane Eyre? I got this off of Book Outlet and it's this beautiful like leather bound version, which I am actually obsessed with. In that same order, I got this beautiful leather-bound version of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and I just love the foil detailing on this. It is so beautiful, so I would love to get into kind of like the classical era. I would love that. Then I have Winter in the Blood by James Welch. This is just like a little Penguin classic. I, to be honest, just picked this up at the thrift store because I just liked how small it was and I had this idea that I could start collecting Penguin classics. Then this is my favorite thrift find that I have ever found. I found this special 150th anniversary edition of Little Women. Little Women is a book that I have wanted to read for so long. I got this little pocket book at a thrift store and I just don't want to read this. So when I saw this for $4.99 and it's in perfect condition and it has illustrations throughout it. I mean, it is just unreal. I can't believe that I found this. Like, this actually is one of my most prized possessions as a book collector. Like, I am just blown away that I found this for $4.99 at a thrift store. And I absolutely will be reading this eventually. Oh, I have another classic. Where is that? I also have The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. My aunt gave me this book. It's just a really short little like fairy tale type of book. And I'm pretty sure this is considered a classic. If not, sue me. But I also, one day when I was thrifting, got this Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales. So this is a huge chunky book of all of the Grimm's fairy tales, which I feel like originally I was like, oh, this is great like for when I have kids one day, but I know that a lot of these fairy tales are actually like quite dark, so I would just like to like read one here and there. But yeah, found that thrifting as well. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 classics. Now I want to move into another one that I have like not too many of, which I know this seems so weird, but romance. I don't really have that many romance books. I'm gonna put this here. Oops. I don't think that's a romance. Put this and this. Okay. So starting off, I have Emily Henry's People We Meet on Vacation. This is on my July TBR. Then I have Rebecca Searle's Expiration Dates. This is like a shorter novel, and I got this a couple of months ago, but I just love the cover. I love the pink and the green. I just think it's so pretty. I then have, let me grab both of these because they're in the same series. I have Twisted Love and Twisted Games. So these are book 1 and 2 of the Twisted series by Anna Huang. My most recent book purchase is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I recently read Never by Jessa Hastings and absolutely fell in love with her writing. And I know that everyone loves Magnolia Parks. Obviously, like, this is her like star series. So I'm not kidding, like immediately after reading Never, I was like, I need more Jessa Hastings, and immediately purchased this on Amazon. So I am so excited to read this soon and see it whisked away in that universe. I have Slammed by Colleen Hoover. I got this thrifting. This is like her debut novel, so I'm not expecting much from it, but I do have this thing where Colleen Hoover's like the one that got me back into reading, so I kind of just want to read everything that she's written. I have Catherine Center's Hello Stranger. This is, I think, like a rom-com. I have Nicholas Sparks' Dear John, which I have seen the movie, but I got this book thrifting as well. A lot of these I've got thrifted. A lot. Like, I would love to do like a percentage on what was thrifted, what wasn't. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to send myself into like a deep depressive spiral right now doing all that math, but a lot of this is thrifted. Dear John, I've seen the movie, haven't read the book. Then I have Mary Kate Andrews' The Homewreckers. This is supposed to be like a rom-com, I think. Love, Murder, and Faulty Wiring, but I think it's more like a rom-com, so that's why it's in this section. Then I have The Last Song by, I almost said by Miley Cyrus. Cool, cool, cool. Last Song by Nicholas Sparks, another one where I've seen the movie, but I didn't read the book. Heartbones by Colleen Hoover. This is my mom. She's lending it to me, but again, just want to read everything in Colleen's backlist. This is Lauren. This is part of a series called The Six by Samantha March. Samantha March is a YouTuber that I have followed for years, and I really do enjoy her writing. This is kind of like a chick lit interconnected series. So this is one, I forget what number in the series this is, but it's a series that follows 6 friends, and this is Lauren's book. So I would like to read that. Then I have Stray City by Chelsea Johnson. I am not gonna lie to you, I only got this because there is a cat on the cover and it's about a stray cat. And it just started downpouring, so if you hear wind or anything like that, just know that I am terrified because it is so dark outside and so windy. Holy crap. There were people outside at the pool earlier, and now this. Okay, anyway, and it just got a little dark in here. Sorry about that, I can't control it. So, Stray City, no idea what this is about. It's kind of like a longer book for like a romance, but it's also, this is an advanced reader's edition that I found at the thrift store. So, then I also have The Idea of You. This was made into a movie. It's that one that's going around with Anne Hathaway, which looks really good and everyone seems to love the movie, but I haven't heard the best reviews for the book. So, we shall see. And then I have Bear With Me Now by Katie Shepherd. Again, one that I've never heard anyone talk about, but it sounded really cute and I found it at the thrift store, so I figured I'd pick it up. And if my calculations are correct, those are all of the romance novels that I have. So let me count those real quick. Okay, so 15 romance books. Next, I think we're gonna do mystery / thriller because I have a good amount of these, but it's definitely not my most. It's not the one that I have the most of. Okay, starting with Layla. This is by Colleen Hoover. This is kind of more of like a thriller, I believe. So, Layla by Colleen Hoover. I don't even know where to start. Stephen King's The Eyes of the Dragon. Got this thrifting. I've never read anything by Stephen King. My husband is currently reading it, and he said he really likes it. And I have another one here by Stephen King as well that I actually want to start with. I want my first book that I read by Stephen to be The Shining because I love The Shining movie and I just feel like I really want to read this book and I've heard good things about it. So I have both of these by Stephen King that I would like to get to sooner rather than later. I have this one called Don't Open the Door by Alison Brennan. Never heard anything about this book. As with all of these books, if you guys are like diehard fans of any of these books, so unfortunately my lights just flickered, so that's tough. I'm gonna call my husband. He's currently driving to Boston. Is it raining by you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just like started pouring and our lights just flickered.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Probably a demon.
Stop! Don't say that.
I forgot to tell you our house actually has one.
No, it does not.
And he says that he only comes out when you're home alone.
No, stop! I'm home alone like now. I don't want that.
Yeah.
No. Alright, well. Oh my god. Well, I just wanted to say be safe.
Okay, love you, bye.
Love you, bye. That's so funny that he said that while I'm going through the thriller section. Anyway, if anyone has read this book, let me know because I know nothing about it. Lisa Jewell's The Family Upstairs. I've heard good things about Lisa Jewell. I have another one by her here. Let me pull that one out. I have Lisa Jewell's Then She Was Gone. This one, I believe, is a bit more recent and I heard more people talking about it recently. I have Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. I know Agatha Christie is an author that a lot of people really enjoy and this is a bit of a shorter book, so I would like to give that a go soon. I have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. The original reason I got this is because it, first of all, was spooky season, and second of all, it has these really, really frightening photos throughout it, and I just feel like I have to read that during spooky season. I can't look at it right now though because I'm home alone and I'm scared. Then I have Ruth Ware's In a Dark, Dark Wood. I love Ruth Ware so much, and well, not her as a person, like her as an author. That came out so weird. But I really want to read her backlist. So, you know, that's that. Lisa Jackson, another mystery thriller author that I really enjoy her writing. This is The Girl Who Survived. Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna stop saying, oh, Lisa Jackson is not the one that I was thinking of. Sorry, there's another Lisa. There are a lot of Lisas. Lisa Jewell, Lisa Jackson, and okay. Anyway, Lisa Gardner is the one that I was thinking of. I don't think I've ever read anything by Lisa Jackson. Lisa Gardner. This is Never Tell. She wrote Find Her, which I really, really enjoyed, and this, yeah, I'm excited to read. I'm gonna start saying that I'm excited to read everything because obviously I want to read everything. Then we have The Good Girl by Mary Kubica. This is a book that I started last year, and I forget how far I made it into it, but I ended up DNFing it, like soft DNFing it, so I would like to give it a try again. Then we have The Dilemma by B.A. Paris. I really enjoyed a novel that I read by them, Behind Closed Doors. That was a really, really frightening, really just like made me feel icky kind of thriller, which when you're reading a thriller, I feel like that's kind of what you're looking for, or at least what I'm looking for. And so The Dilemma. Leanne Moriarty's, I can never say her last name, The Husband's Secret. I've had this book for years, and I still have not read it. So if I don't read it like ASAP, I need to just declutter it because it's just getting a bit ridiculous. Then I have Gillian Flynn's Gone Girl. I read Sharp Objects last year, and that book gave me all the creepy feelings. And I've seen Gone Girl, but I don't remember the plot. I think I might have listed this on like a site to sell, and it just hasn't sold, so I guess I'll read it. I don't know. Then we have Never Never by Colleen Hoover. This is again, I think, a thriller. Yeah, I think it's a thriller. I don't know. I think it's a thriller. It's a co-written with Taryn Fisher. Then I have Survive the Night by Riley Sager. Riley Sager is an author that I really, really want to get into. And look at how tall this thing is. It's almost in front of me. Then for Ruth Ware, again, I have The It Girl. I've had this book for a while, and I started it and then kind of like stopped because I wasn't really in the mood for it. But this is a book that I am really interested in getting to. Then I have My Best Friend's Exorcism. This is one that I bought because I saw it. Who recommended this? Was it Katie is Reading? I forget who recommended this on YouTube, but I bought it with the intention of reading it during spooky season last year, and I never got to it, so I would love to read this during spooky season this year. And then I have The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which is kind of like a YA mystery series. I will say I used to enjoy reading thrillers so much more than I do now, so a lot of these I bought during a different time in my reading journey life. But with that being said, I would like to get to them all eventually anyway. Let me count them really quick. 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 on the dot. I love a good even number. Let's do lit fic and kind of like historical fiction. I kind of lumped them all together because I didn't really know what to do. And then we will finish with fantasy, which I definitely have the most of. Okay, so like I said, this is like historical fiction / general fiction / women's fiction, all kind of in one. Okay, starting us off, we have The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne. This is a book that I got thrifting. It's very short. I just feel like this is an impactful read that I really want to read. So, and I've heard that it's very, very sad, very impactful. So I really want to get to that. That's historical fiction, I think about World War II. Then we have All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This is quite a long book. This was made into a TV show, I believe, but again, historical fiction. Then I have a couple by Kristen Hanna. So I have The Great Alone, which is one that I really want to get to. And then I have The Nightingale, which again, so many people say this is like their all-time favorite book ever, so I really want to get to that as well. And then I think that's all the historical fiction I have. So then moving into like general fiction / women's fiction / just, I don't know how to categorize it. This is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. So that is, yep, The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Then I have Baby Proof by Emily Giffen, as well as Love the One You're With by Emily Giffen. Just hit me in the face. Then I have One Italian Summer by Rebecca Searle. A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman, as well as Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. Bachman. Why do I say it like that? Where's... Hold on, I'm missing a book. I have Jodi Picoult's The Storyteller, as well as Jodi Picoult's The 10th Circle. I have Tumbleweeds by Layla Meikem. Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste. I don't know how to say that last name. It's Ng. I'm so sorry. I don't know, and I don't want to butcher it. The Scarlet Feather by Maeve Binchy. This is one that I probably should just get rid of because I got it so long ago and I'm just probably not going to read it. Then I have a couple of Ellen Hilderbrand books. I have The 5-Star Weekend. I also have Winter Storms. I am not including any books in here that I'm currently reading. I am in the middle of an Ellen Hilderbrand book, but I'm not including it in here because technically it's not on my TBR. It's BR, being read. It's being read. But I think these are more like fiction-y. I don't know. This is giving romance, but I just think all Ellen Hilderbrand, I think I'm just going to put in fiction. Then I have Hello Beautiful by Anne Napolitano. The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Hi, Tipper. Hi, baby. What's going on? There's so many books, huh? So many books. Yeah. Hi. Then I have Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. Yes. Hi, honey. Then I have Always the Last to Know by Kristen Higgins. Mame, I think, by Jessica George. And then another Jodi Picoult, I have Lone Wolf. So that should be all of my lit fic, historical fic, women's fic. Hi, honey. So let me count those up. 1, 2, 23, my lucky number. So I have 23 fiction books. Oh, wait. 24. Because I don't know what genre this is, so I am putting it here. So I have 24. 24 fiction. So far, that is the most, but it's about to be dethroned by, you guessed it, fantasy. All right, I'm ready. Oh God, my joints aren't, but I am. Okay, let's just start with what's in front of me. I have Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, which is on my July TBR, as well as this entire series by Maggie Stiefvater. This is Shiver, Forever, and Linger. Shiver is on my July TBR. I have Vow of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, which is the second and final book in the Dance of Thieves duology. I have the last 4 books in the Throne of Glass series, which I guess I'm breaking my rule right now because I am like 20 pages into Queen of Shadows, but I'm not really gonna count that. Yeah, really want to finish this series this year. I took a bit of a break on reading these books for a couple of months, but I just started Queen of Shadows last night and I'm just like excited to be back in this world. So those are the last 4 books in the Throne of Glass series, and then I also have books 1 and 2 in the Crescent City series. So this is House of Earth and Blood and House of Sky and Breath. I do not have the 3rd one yet because I want to wait till it comes out in these special Barnes & Noble editions, which it better. But yeah, excited to read this series after I finish Throne of Glass. Yep. Then I have a couple of books. Now this is the issue with thrifting and me and my relationship with thrifting. If I know I'm gonna want to read a series, I will pick up a book, even if it's book like 8 in a series and I haven't read 1 through 7. So I have Brissinger and Eldest by Christopher Paolini, and this is the Aragon series. And I have no idea what number books these are in this series. I stopped recording, so hopefully you got some of that, but it just doesn't say what books these are, so I have to look it up. But yeah, would love to get book 1 thrifting one of these days. That would be so cool. What are you doing, Tip? What are you doing? What you doing? There's nothing in there for you. No, nothing in there for Tippy. I might as well move on to this little pile here. I have another book in this series somewhere, but for the sake of this video, I have Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Crooked Kingdom I got thrifting and it's a little bit beat up, so if I end up loving this series, I will purchase it new. This one I did purchase new. But yeah, super excited to get into this series, but there is a series before it that I need to read first, which I have in here somewhere. I will find it. Speaking of series, I have almost the entire Lunar Chronicles series. I think I'm missing one novella. So I have Cinder, Fairest, Scarlet, Cress, and Winter. And would you believe I got this entire series thrifting? The entire series. Cinder I got on one trip, and then the other books, like all of them, I got another trip. It was probably one of my favorite thrifting moments. It's just so nice when you can just get an entire series at once for like dirt cheap. Okay, everything has fallen. So now back to buying book 6 in a series that I have never read. This is City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. This is part of the Moral Instruments series, which I do plan to read eventually. I have The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. I got this on Book Outlet. I just thought that the cover was really beautiful. Definitely was a cover purchase. I have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I have Shadow and Bone, which I have to read before Six of Crows. I know a lot of people say that you don't have to read it before, and they say that they really don't like this book and this series, but I unfortunately am someone who needs to read things in order, so I will be reading this and the entire Shadow and Bone series before I get into Six of Crows. I also have books 1 and 2 of, I don't know what this series is called, but this is the Daughter of the Pirate King and Daughter of the Siren Queen. Whatever this series is by Trisha Levenseller. I'm gonna stop saying that I thrifted things because you can just kind of deduce by, deductive reasoning. I probably thrifted a lot of this. So then I have Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I have A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. I have Wayward by Amelia Hart, which is kind of like a witchy book. I have the entire Darker Shade of Magic trilogy by V.E. Schwab. That's a recent purchase for me, and I'm really excited to get into that series. I have Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I have the entire Divergent trilogy by Veronica Roth. I really want to find Divergent, the first one, in hardback so that they can all match. I also have The Maze Runner, which also has the Scorched Trials, so it's kind of like a 2-in-1. This is a collector's edition that I found thrifting, and this is by James Dashner. I loved that movie back in the day, so I would like to read the book eventually. Then I have Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is the second and final book in the Letters of Enchantment series that I really need to close out this year. Then I have Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare, which is part of the Infernal Devices series. This is book 3 in that series. Again, when you're thrifting, you kind of just have to make that game time decision. Then I have The Grimrose Girls by Laura Pohl. Cruel Prince by Holly Black. The Immortalists by Chloe Benjamin. Jade City by Fonda Lee. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. And Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Wow. Okay. Let me count these. Oh, and then, wait, no. That is not, but wait, there's more. I have thrifted almost the entire Harry Potter series. So I have books 2, 3, and 4, and 5 and 6. So I am just missing 1 and 7. I do technically have book 1 in a paperback, but I really just want to wait until I get them all in hardback to read them, because I just feel like that's just the journey that I want for myself, the reading experience that I want for myself. So, wow. That's a lot. It's a lot of books. Let me count up all of these fantasy books, and then I will come back with my fantasy count and also my final numbers. So, I have 50, that is 50, I have 50 fantasy books. I'm a little bit in shock. Like, I don't know why I'm in shock, because obviously I've seen the piles of books in this room, and I had to know. But in my mind, I was like, oh, I've read a bunch of those. what I've read is currently like on this shelf. It's not a whole lot. Mind you, I do have some books over here that I've read that need homes. But let me just quickly add everything up. I have, and let me just preface this by saying, I know that this is not compared to many of the big book talk or booktube accounts, but I have 120 unread books in my collection. $120 books. So if I wanted to read all of these, I would have to read, like if I want to read all these next year, which I mean I'm going to read more before then, I would have to read 10 books a month. I average about 4 books a month. I'm a little bit in shock. I feel good. Like, I feel good. I feel like the books in my collection, I'm excited about all of them. They're all, like, there are ones in this room that are off to the side that I am selling. Like, there are books in my collection that I've either read or haven't read that I just know that I don't want to read or reread and that I'm selling that I did not count in this collection. But this really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? Sure does. I need another bookshelf. This is a PSA to myself. Buy another freaking bookshelf because my TBR cart cannot house 120 books. It just cannot happen. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Honestly, I had a lot of fun doing this. I feel like this was such a necessary evil for me to just kind of get the number, get the count, just kind of put it all into perspective, get a visual, and just really understand the size of my collection. I am so excited now. I am so like determined to make a dent in this physical TBR. I am absolutely doing a 24-hour readathon this week. I am absolutely going to be like prioritizing reading over like doom scrolling, or well, Love Island does take precedence in my life currently, but when I'm not watching Love Island, like I need to be reading. I need to be reading. Thank you guys so much for watching. If there are any books that I went through today that you're like, wow, you need to read that right now, or I want a reading vlog on that, or any just kind of content that you want with these books, please let me know. I would be more than willing to film anything that you guys want to see. I feel like, yeah, I just would love any and all content ideas, any requests that you guys have, reading vlogs, just literally anything. Just give it all to me. I am feeling very motivated, very overwhelmed, but excited. And with the appearance of my cat, I will say thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more bookish related content. And I will see you guys in my next video very, very soon.